What's going on, everyone? So Max Christie and Dalton Knecht had a very nice showing for the first preseason game. Now, first preseason game, they also played significant minutes, and can they maintain that level of consistency? Now, combined, they scored like 27 points. I'm not saying that they have to do that every game, but can they be that 8 to 12 a game each guy that come in, do multiple things, make plays for others, make plays for themselves, as well as defend out on the perimeter, right? They're not going to be looked at to be the first, second, third, fourth, fifth option. They're two guys that are coming in that are going to be more likely, your seventh, eighth option, maybe your sixth, seventh option. Those are the guys that you're not looking to give you 20. Right? And any night, can they? Sure, right? I mean, Dalton Knecht just gave you like 16, and we've seen him get hot in summer league and go off. Max Christie, he's shown the ability to create for himself, create for others, get his own shot off, be a knockdown from the outside. If he can continue to do that, you got two guys that looked very good in the first preseason game. Got to continue to maintain that. We got to continue to see that game after game after game after game, even in a bad game. Are you still seeing the consistencies that you need to see going for actual minutes in the regular season, right? Even if Dalton Knecht goes, say, 1 of 11 in the next game, right? Okay, we know he can shoot. We know he can score. We know, okay, this is just a bad shooting night. But what else does he provide, right? Can he defend at a high level and defend consistently? Right? He was good. He wasn't great. Like he had some nice sequences staying in front of guys. Right? Like there was a defensive sequence where I think it was like Gabe Vincent, Max Christie, Austin Reeves, and Dalton Knecht with Rui, I think was out there, or it was Jalen Hood-Schifino. Right? But you saw the defensive intensity really pick up. And yeah, I think it was Jalen Hood-Schifino, and Dalton Knecht ended up Austin Reeves ended up getting the steal, going the other direction. The next play, they got to stop, right? That level of defensive intensity, right? You need to see that from Max Christie. You saw the constant, pressing up as soon as the offensive player crosses half court, being able to switch and stay in front of guys and being able to cut off lanes, being able to recover if you do get beat, right? All those little things you need to see from both Dalton Knecht as well as Max Christie. You need to see both of those young guys exert the energy on both sides. Even J.J. Redick in the post-game interview, when asked about Dalton Knecht, he said, I talked to Dalton Knecht and I told him, right, we know you can score, we know you can shoot, we know you can do these things, but what can you do on the defense side of things? You got to be able to play both sides of the basketball. And Dalton Knecht has the size, he has the length, he has the athleticism, right? He's got to get better understanding and feel for positioning on the defensive side. He's got to have better patience on the defensive side. But he has the tools. He's 6'6", with like a 6'9" wingspan. Right? Like that's good. That bodes well. He's got good size, good length, but he's very athletic. He's very quick. He moves laterally well. He has all the tools that you look at and go, man, he could be a very good defensive guy. Max Christie is showing that he's a very good defensive guy. Right? Like I talked about this even before we got into preseason. I talked about it even last. Like there is an argument to be made, and a real argument, that Max Christie is our second best on-ball defender, perimeter defender, because of his size, length, and versatility, and his just effort on the defensive side of things. Like when he's locked in and engaged and getting after it, he's very good on the defensive side. Now again, I said argument. Obviously, Jared Vanderbilt is our best, and then you have Cam Reddish just because of his size and length and his versatility on the defensive side, and he did a very good job last season. So he's a guy that I do think can make some noise on the defensive side. And then Gabe Vincent is another guy that you saw just pressing. And that's clearly a point of emphasis for the Lakers, is just having the guards really press as soon as the offensive initiator or playmaker, or whomever, point guard, whoever has the ball at the time is crossing that half court line. And that's what you want to continue to see. But sticking specifically to Dalton Knecht and Max Christie, they're two guys that are expected to have real expanded roles, especially early on. Dalton Knecht is probably going to get some real minutes. He's probably going to get some significant minutes. I'm not talking about just 10 minutes. I'm talking about he's probably a guy that's going to go get 20 plus a night. And so he needs to really be ready for that. Again, we know he can score. We know he can shoot the basketball. We know he can do just some great things on the offensive side of things. The type of offense we're running is just is just beautiful. Chef kiss for Dalton Knecht. His ability to come off all these pin downs and screens, and then running like skip, like you see what it was able to do for guys like Rui Hachimura, right? Even Austin Reeves got a good one. Dalton Knecht is getting like several good looks a game, and that was without LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Now imagine what happens when we have LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and you have Dalton Knecht just being able to play off of those two. I mean, that's huge. It's going to be huge play. He's going to get some great opportunities on the offensive sides, right? But beyond that, what else can he provide, right? Like, Austin Reeves, for example. I'm critical of Austin Reeves at times, and rightfully so, right? Like, he was very inconsistent last year. And look, I was, on the hype train for Austin Reeves, right? But he kind of came crashing down a little bit last season. And in this first preseason game, still had issues and struggles shooting the basketball. Now, he was like 2-9 total shooting from the floor. But he was aggressive. He didn't settle this go around. That was one of my big problems last season, was he would just settle so much. Instead of actively, putting the ball on the deck, getting in the teeth of the defense, creating and drawing contact, as we saw the previous year of that, he would just settle and just start jacking up threes. And it's like, dude, you're 0 of 4. Right? Like, put the ball on the deck, do something. But in Austin Reeves' defense, he also did other things, make plays, he can rebound, and you saw that in this game. Right? He was more aggressive, which I loved and I liked to see. But he also gave you 7 assists, and he gave you, I think it was like 5 rebounds. Right? Like, what else can Dalton Knecht do? Because there are going to be nights where his shot isn't falling and he's struggling. Can he make plays for others? Right? Can he set guys up? Can he be the swing man? Right? Can he, help rebound the basketball? Can he defend at least, I'm not saying elite, but can he at least defend at a good enough level to where it warrants him being on the basketball court? Right? These are the things you need to be able to see more than just scoring. That's what JJ's really been hitting on. Like, look, we know he can score. We know he can shoot. We know what he provides on the offensive side and how versatile he's going to be for the Lakers on the offensive side. But what else can you provide? What else can you bring to this team besides the offense and shooting and all that? Same thing with Max Christie, right? Like, Max Christie is shown defensively, so like I'm not as worried about Max Christie. But again, like, can he continue to rebound? Max Christie I think he's going to be a very good rebounder. He has good athleticism. He gets up. He has a good read and feel for the basketball. He's a guy that I think, could be one of the better rebounding guards in this league. But rebounding, playmaking for others. He had a couple nice dimes in this game. And then also, of course, you got to maintain consistency scoring the basketball and shooting the basketball. He showed that he was great, especially in the first quarter. He was lighting it up, right? And you saw him kind of cool down a little bit, but he needs to find better balance on the offensive side, right? He needs to, hey, again, you don't have to get it all at once, but, maintain, stay confident, impact the game in a multitude of ways on the defense side, rebounding, playmaking, do a little bit of everything. Be that kind of Swiss Army knife type guy. If Dalton Knecht can do the same thing, then those are two guys that are going to be very impactful this season for the Lakers. Very impactful. Again, I'm not saying that they have to go get 30 a night collectively. I would love it if they could. I'd love if they could both be, 12 to 15 point a game guys every night. But it's more about how do you impact the game beyond that. If collectively they give us 16 a night, right? And then you have that, the random explosive nights. Maybe for the season, their average is like 10 each or 12 each or something like that. But really, you look at it and it's like, okay, they're really giving you like 8 each. It's just like one will have that like, they'll kind of trade off explosive games. But really, they're kind of giving you like 8 each. Like, that's fine, right? But what else are you doing? Are you giving us 8 and giving up 20? Right? Like, because now you're net negative. Or are you giving us 8 and holding your assignment to 5, right? Or 6, right? Or even 7, right? You're still a net positive. You only have to win by 1, right? Like, so what are you doing to impact How are you rebounding? Are you helping grab offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds? Are you getting back in transition? Are you doing all the little things, all the little nuance that is important and translates to winning games? Obviously, the end result is to have more points on the board than the other team. Simple game. But there's a lot of things that go into that. It's not as simple when you really break down the roots, right? You need a rebound. You need to defend. Right? You need to be able to help other guys as well as create for yourself. Can those two do those things game in and game out, night in and night out? We saw it game one. We're going to see, we got a couple more preseason games. You want to see that continue to maintain. Again, even in a bad night. Max Christie goes 1 for 11 in the next game. That's fine, but what else are you doing? Right? Were you defending at a high level? Was the energy still there? Were you rebounding? Were you impacting the games in other ways, in other areas? So that way, when you do have those off nights during the regular season, you're able to impact the game in other ways. That's what we need from the Lakers. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? How'd you feel about Dalton Knecht and Max Christie? Were you excited for their level of play? Did you like what you saw from them in this game? Do you think, like, I still need to see more. I'm still going to be patient, remain. Again, Max Christie, defensively, you know what you're getting from him. He's great defensively. Dalton Knecht offensively, you know what you're getting from him. Now, if you could take Dalton Knecht's offense and Max Christie's defense and marry the two, I mean, now you're talking about like our third option on the Lakers, right? Like behind LeBron James and Anthony Davis. That'd be amazing. But that doesn't mean both of those guys can't become that married version, right? Doesn't mean Dalton Knecht can't be good defensively, still give you that offense. Doesn't mean that Max Christie can't consistently give you the offense and give you the elite defense, right? Like, they both have the ability to still potentially be that married version of each other, right? But separate, right? So if they can do that, then that'd go a long, long way for the Lakers. But there's some really exciting stuff with our young guys, and I'm very excited to see how they kind of continue to grow and progress. But again, let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.